Once you're a mother, you're always a mother. There's no going back, right? No matter however old your child is.
It's like running a business, but just a business that you can never get out of.
To do some engineering work, there's 4 years of preparation, but to be a mother, there is none.
Sacrifice is very glorified. And it's over glorified. If you're a mother, if you're a woman, sacrifice, do things for your family because you need to do it. Otherwise, you can't fit into the ideal society. My mom was very strict when I was very young, like extremely strict. All I wanted to be as a mother was not be her.
So, Pooja, if you had to describe motherhood in just 3 words, what would it be? It's a lot in just 3 words, but
Yeah.
what would it be?
I think I would say it requires a lot of patience, a lot of unlearning, and a lot of acceptance. Um, because every day, right, it's a whole new challenge. No matter how many of our books we read about motherhood, how many of our podcasts we listen, how many stories, your journey is very unique.
Yeah.
We might feel like we are well read and we might feel like, okay, I'm equipped to do this, I'm on for it. But then when it actually is happening, it freaks out. It's not an easy journey at all. Once you're a mother, you're always a mother. There is no like you guys said, there's
going back.
there's no going back, right? No matter however old your child is, you are a mother and they need you. I think it's also a lot of resilience.
That's
It
true.
is not an easy journey at all. And like I said, no matter how many help you have, whatever you do, whether you're a homemaker, whether you are a professional, whether you're doing a business, everything has its own set of challenges. So I think it's a lot of self work, lot of self awareness, and it is a crazy journey to be very honest, right?
Yeah, it's not for everybody as well. I think that's also
Yeah.
something that needs to be spoken of. Just because you're a woman, you don't have to be a mother.
Yeah.
And you
And
can
somewhere
do
we are
that.
conditioned to believe that we cannot make mistakes,
That's
right?
true.
You need to have everything sorted out because if you miss something, it's going to affect ABCD in your
Yeah.
family. It's not just you. So we have that fear to go do something out of our comfort zone. So which is why I say that, we are not what our previous generation are, but we think 100 times before we do something. We don't have that, not many of us at least, to directly just jump into and do something because we constantly think about so many other factors, as simple as, like you said, the 4 hours that you're here doing this. Your mind is always there, making sure if everything is on place, right? But that's a whole nother ball game altogether. I think it takes a lot of strength
Yeah.
to do this as well, right?
Right. And we jump into it. I feel like our society, especially, a woman has to get married. There is no mental preparation. There is a lot of physical preparation to be a mother. There is a lot of preparation in taking care of the woman while she becomes a mother. But after that, they're like, okay, you can jump off a cliff and it's okay.
all
It's
about
fine.
baby now.
There is no
Yeah.
preparation for the journey itself. And I feel there's so much that needs to be done for a person. To do some engineering work, there's 4 years of preparation. But to be a mother, there is none. And I think that conversation also needs to start happening and
I
start.
think it's because sacrifice is very glorified in
I-
our society. Sacrifice by women is very glorified. So they never prep you. It's like whatever you do,
That's
it's
it.
considered as a sacrifice.
Yeah.
And it's over glorified. If you're a mother, if you're a woman, sacrifice, do things for your family because you need to do it. Otherwise, you can't fit into the ideal society check boxes, right?
Yeah.
So I
But
think
again,
that is
how
an
much-
easy way of not preparing anyone to.
No, how much ever you prepare also, each one's story is very different
Yeah,
and
yeah.
unique. What you go through in your body and your mind is
Very-
very different for each person.
But again, I think the basic idea of what it entails is unknown. It's
Yeah,
an
that's
unknown
true.
space altogether. In fact, when you were asking, the three words that come to your mind when you say motherhood, I was thinking to myself, "Oh, what would I think of? There is love, unconditional love. That's one thing. And, it is very operational also in nature,
is.
right? It's extremely operational. It's also emotional. So it's like running a business, but just a business that you can never get out of. There is no checking out. Like she said, these are things you have to do. And I feel like for women in general, not just mothers, but even grandmothers, there is a pressure on them to be available.
Yeah.
So what other work do you have?
Yeah.
I've heard this so many times with so many grandmothers saying, what other work? The people ask me, what other work do I have? I'm like, you have a life, go enjoy. That's
And
your
you've
work.
done
You've done your part.
You've
You've done
it.
your part. Go enjoy life now. Of course, be with children, but you also go enjoy your life. So is this cycle going to go on and on and on?
I think for a woman, it somewhere feels like it never ends. The expectations that they drop on you, never ends because you're a woman.
Yeah.
And the thought process of, hey, I mean, like you said, sacrifice is glorified, selflessness is glorified. I think selfishness should be glorified.
Yeah.
Self care should be glorified. It's not selfishness,
yeah.
it's self care, self preservation. All of that should be glorified. And I think that shift, at least the conversation is happening.
Right.
10 years ago, even that wasn't there.
Yeah. And I think people are also trying to find their balance so beautifully. Of course,
True.
everybody's scenario is so different. We're all just trying to balance everything out. You could be from a nuclear family, you could be from a joint family. Scenario is so different. So I think finding that sort of a balance is so important. When I said operational, from packing a snack to putting them in a bus or, having the driver go drop off, pick up. There are so many
Yeah.
things you have to keep doing, right?
Coordinating
And then you-
dictations.
Exactly.
This, that,
And then come
idiots.
back homework. Oh my god.
So you constantly, your mind is
Yes.
churning.
Yeah,
What to
exactly.
do, what to do next.
Yeah.
So before we, let's go back a little bit in time.
Mhm.
And before you became a mom, right? What kind of a parent did you think you will be? I'm sure we all
Oh
had
God, I
thoughts
don't
of
want
it.
to say
What
this
do you think?
I don't want to say it on camera because one of my closest friends, she knows, she was like, I'm scared if you have a child, what will you do? I'll be like, I think I'll hang the child upside down. And then she called me and it's like, you have 3 children? I can't believe it. I said, I've not hung any of them upside down yet. So that was the kind of parent that I thought I was. I don't know. I mean, I'm slightly strict, but yeah, I think that's what I thought I,
I did
would
not
be.
expect that
is
answer
not
at all.
what I thought
No,
of.
I have a very short fuse. So I
That
think
was
That's why you have 2 boys now.
so. Tell me, Pooja, what did you think? What kind of a parent did you think you would be?
So to be very honest, my mom was very strict when I was very young, like extremely strict, right? So all I wanted to be as a mother was not be her. Whatever my mom was doing, I was like, I don't want to be her. If ever I have a child, I'm going to be very kind to her, very sweet to her, not beat her up, give her chocolates, give her whatever she wants. But then when life happens,
Yeah.
now I understand why she did that and why it worked out and how we turned out to be, right? And also, I have like 3 siblings. So I think from a very young age, I was kind of playing the role of a parent to be there.
You're always
and-
a mom figure for them.
Kind
maybe.
of. I mean, they would disagree, but then I see I was always protective of my siblings, but then I didn't know how to express it. So if at all my sisters had a boyfriend, I used to be very protective and go tell my mom, saying that, hey, he's talking to someone.
clearly a mother figure.
Yeah.
This mother figure I'd be slightly wary
Yeah.
of.
And today my 6.5-year-old daughter comes and talks to me about crush, boyfriend, girlfriend, and my heart is just like, oh my God.
Right, you can't do anything.
Can't do
you can't
anything.
say anything. You can only go.
So what do you say?
Because I don't want to be my mother. I'm feeling okay. I don't want to hit her. I don't want to shout at her. I'm just trying to listen. And it's all because of YouTube. Like the way the understanding that they have is like a boy and a girl, if they like each other, it's boyfriend, girlfriend. So I'm like, what is your definition of like? That was like scary because she was blushing when she was talking to me about this.
So
No, it's not. It was just like I was
No, in
just
fact, somebody told me only yesterday that somebody came and told Yug, my first son, that she has a crush on him. I was like, oh, what did he say? On the inside, I'm palpitating because I don't know what he was. Then apparently he just turned around and stared at her and turned away. I was like,
Good response.